ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਦਾ, ਮੈਂ
ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਲਾਈਵ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜੀ, ਹਾਂਜੀ ਔਨ 에ਅਰ।
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to get on the air and share my views.
ਜੀ
ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ attack ਹੋਇਆ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ
the only word that comes to mind is cowardice, isn't it? You know,
yes
Absolutely.
that people come forward and they don't really, you know, put forward their issues or their arguments. I think the points that are made by the studio guest that you have are very, very good. The fact that there should be, you know, maybe Sikhs should take that lead, you know, to bring communities together. I remember talking to a humanitarian recently, and he said that maybe if Gurdwaras in certain positions, which are in the Gurdwara centered in a particular community, bring the Muslims and the Sikhs and the Hindus together to play football or do sport stuff or do something for charity. I'm a real believer that if you do something that is a central aim, you know, like people dying in Africa or whatever, people come together, they forget their differences, they concentrate on the main goal, and the strength of each one of us and all that we bring, you know, brings about a greater change, you know. I really think it does. So maybe rather than these particular individuals, whoever they are, you know, whatever their background is, whatever their motivation is, we need to do more to say, you know, what about if your religion teaches you, or whatever religion you're from, most religions teach peace and understanding. So where are we demonstrating that if a particular person decides to drive over a bridge and kill 20 people? That's not. And you know, Sarah, I'd like to say the point that you made earlier is absolutely spot on. The one about the fact that, you know, when one person in the family dies, so many other people, and it goes on and on and on, and people remember that. And it's just the ripple effect. That's what I call it. You know, when somebody dies in a particular household, whether it be natural causes or they have a disaster or they have an accident, but in this case, it's an innocent life that probably went sightseeing to have a bit of joy, to look at the wonderful sights of London and the UK. And what do we see? They don't make it to the next day. They didn't get up in that morning and say, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to see the sunrise the next day. They went out and they hoped that they'd have a lovely time, but sadly, they didn't come back, you know? It's really, really sad, but I think that's spot on. Every life is important, and we forget sometimes that our life was a privilege. You know, the fact that we are given this opportunity to live and do things, and the great thing about Sikhi is we do things for other people, and we don't expect anything back, you know, and unfortunately not everybody believes that. So I mean, my message, my communication really is, like I said, thank you for the opportunity, is what we really need to do is to home in on what is common between all of us and what we can do to bring about a change that makes us all live life the better, you know.
And I guess that's what illuminates the recent work that Agyapal has done. You know, you were able to spearhead, you know, a group of 20 people, you know, across Mount Kilimanjaro, and that in itself, you know, is bringing the community together despite their colour, creed, and background. And it's, you know, it's something so selfless and giving that, you know, you can do. It's just a, you know, small part of your life that you're taking out.
What Paji has just, Alcola has just said, it's very, very valid. You know, it is up to us to take the initiative.
Yes.
Very fortunate with Nishkam Challenge, Sahar Road Gurdwara, to actually, you know, 20 people went up the mountain, and more importantly, 20 people came back safe and sound. But in there was gore, there were females.
Not only that, I think I would like to add into that, like Kilimanjaro wasn't like easy job. Like I would like to say, कि अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਤਰੇ 'ਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਇਨਵੈਲਿਊਏਬਲ ਆ.
I think if you understand that sometimes you don't appreciate what you've got.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's until you put yourself out of your comfort zone, then you appreciate what you've got. Look at all these people around the world whose children with no parents, no arms, no legs, no food, and we're at home and we don't appreciate what we got.
ਭਾਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੁਝ ਐਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ?
No, I think the other thing is that to your point, Palabana, vigilance, but you know, I think your guest was also saying that, don't ignore if you see a bag that's lying around or whatever. It's better to be safe than sorry. Pointed out, why is that bag over there? Obviously, there's a whole new issue around profiling. We don't even know what some of these people look like. They kind of merge into the community, and you don't know where they're from. But that doesn't mean that we should be paranoid. The only other point I wanted to make was, if you look at, especially if you look at Sikh history, you'll see that Sikhs have been pioneers, again with other religions, working with other people as well, to bring forward change in the community. You look at the Quit India movement. If you look at the Sikhs that came over to the UK, fought against the Nazis. But where do we see today? This is not being critical, but where do we see Sikhs at the front? At the front, talking and communicating our humanity, our humanitarian values. And I think we all have a role to play, whether it be not to preach to other people, because we don't preach and we don't convert people, but we have an opportunity to step up to the mark, whether it be in politics or in media, to be able to communicate. And this is why Sikh Channel has done such a great effort, I have to say, to go to that location last night, where it could have been, you never know what's hanging around, but to actually go to the Lambeth Bridge yesterday, that was really great, to do that communication, to do that transmission. I've said this before to some of your directors as well, that we need to be at the Olympics, we need to be at these major events to be able to bring out the great value that of all the different people that are involved. It's not just about Team GB, it's about the global world. And on that note, we really need to be at the forefront in terms of at the United Nations, at the negotiation table. We need to train people to be able to go out there, not because of who we are, it's because of our values and what we bring and our heritage. We are used to doing this kind of stuff, but when you look at the news, you don't really see us there. You don't really see us featured. Like I said, it's not an ego thing. It's more about what value do we bring. And if we've been used to this for hundreds of years, fighting against the defenseless, being out there to bring about greater aid for people in different communities, then that's a really fantastic thing to do, not because we're showing off, but because we're exercising what our gurus have actually told us to do. And really right now, the world needs us. The world needs everyone to step up to the mark and actually say, we're not going to stand for any of this stuff. What we need to do is to actually show positivity, optimism, the greater side of what people can do when they come together, when youth can come together, when communities can come together, like have a street party or something, to celebrate some community interest, right now, that's what we need. And unfortunately, funding disappears in doing things like youth clubs and stuff. But there are plenty of organizations out there that will get maybe 10 or 11 people together, will do the 3 Peaks Challenge, which is to climb 3 mountains in 72 hours, to do a ride from Birmingham to London, to do a load of charity work like running. And I remember seeing, which was quite fun, Bolt Singh, which is the guy who was running the London Marathon, I think last year. We got to be out there to say, share the love, make sure we exercise peace, help other people out, and be extra vigilant on the roads, because we're trying to help the situation right now and calm people down as well. Because the more we communicate that, the better it's going to be in terms of unwarranted backlash from people that kind of look at us and go, who are you? Well, we're part of your community as well. And maybe that's what's happened in some of the individuals who we don't know who they are right now. They talk about radicalization. Maybe radicalization is the fact that people have lost their way, and maybe they've lost their way because there are no role models to communicate the beauty of working together and working for peace.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. Thank you very much for taking time to be with us on Sikh Channel on this very tragic incident. Thank you very much ਜੀ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਆਗਿਆਪਾਲ ਜੀ.
I think Baji, our caller, made a lot of very valid, important
positive
points somewhere. Very positive. I can see in the wording that he does a lot of humanitarian work, he does a lot of work in the community, and I look forward him working with Sikh Channel to get some of these projects into fruition, whether it's the 3 peaks in 72 hours or 48 hours.
But you know, sometimes that's all it takes, isn't it? You know, just one person to raise awareness, and it'll galvanise the rest of us in order to follow.
Don't rely on somebody else. What are you going to do about it?
Exactly. ਔਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖੀਜ਼ਮ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਬਚਾਈਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ। ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ if we talk about Ahmad Shah Abdali, you can't remember those days when Ahmad Shah Abdali attacked Darbar Sahib in the very early days, and then they took all the Hindu girls to Ghazni, Kabul, Kandahar. ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਬਿਠਾਇਆ, ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਭਾਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ, ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਨਾ, we seen very hard times, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਭੁਚਾਲ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ, ਔਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਬ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਥਾਂ ਤੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਥਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸੇਵਾ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਇਸ ਇਨੋਰਮਸ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਜੀਨ 'ਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਭੁੱਖੇ ਸਾਧੂ ਦੇਖੇ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣੇ ਦੀ ਭੁੱਖ ਲੱਗੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੰਡਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਇੱਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ BBC ਨੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੋਰ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਫੁਟੇਜ, ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਆ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਹੋਮਲੈਸ ਪੀਪਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਹੰਗਰੀ ਪੀਪਲ ਹੈਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ 5-6 ਵਜੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਖਾਣਾ ਦੇਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਫਾਸਟ, ਕਾਫੀ, ਟੀ, ਬ੍ਰੈਡ, all these things, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਉੱਥੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਹੰਸਲੋਂ ਦੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਲੰਗਰ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਵੀ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ Sikhs have played a big role in this ਸੇਵਾ ਭਾਵਨਾ।